Hello, welcome and welcome back to Italian Oraculum. I'm Danilo. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different. The reading is not going to be predictive or necessarily specific about a certain topic. It's going to be a message from the Fae. So I have here one card from the Oracle of Shifting Shadow, which is Fae themed, and one from the Liminality Oracle, which is also Fae themed, for each of the pile. And these two cards are going to give you the message. Now, to be more specific, to be more rooted in the ordinary reality in everyday life, I decided to use a card from the Celtic Normand to give context to whom, to where, to how maybe apply the advice or apply the message from the other two cards. So that's what's gonna happen. Now, as always, you can take a breath, ask which of this pile of cards is best suited for you, or you can go with a gut instinct, or you can imagine them being number 1, 2, 3, or the other way around. Whatever it is that makes more sense to you, and choose your favorite number amongst the three. Like, pick a pile of cards in any way it's more you. While you do this, I will remind you that the subscription to the channel is free for you. It's just a way for me to keep going, to understand that these videos are worth keep doing. It's a way for you to get in contact with me through the comment section, which I encourage you to use. And of course, if you enjoy the video, feel free to leave me a like. In the description you can find my email address to book a reading, and my handle of Instagram if you want to follow me there as well. Now, I think it's time to start seeing what the Fae folk has to tell you. Have to tell you, sorry. Now, let's see. I wanna start from the central one, probably to no one's surprise. So let's see. We have the sun. We have alchemy and patience. This is a good one. So we have alchemy is another way to say transformation, to say purification and perfection, in the sense of perfectioning something, evolution, enhancement, transcendence of the limits. So it's something of an evolutionary process, which of course requires patience. So it's not something that can be done instantly, and we have the sun in the middle. So this message, for those of you who have chosen the central pile of cards, is a message of transformation. It's a message of healing, of evolution, of perfecting yourselves, and it is going to require patience. And you are either starting to understand it now, you are either starting to see it, or it is a reminder, this sun card, that you have to do what little you have to do to perfect yourself each and every day. The small, quick, easy, constant action builds to a perfect result, while a momentary accomplishment, a, a sprint, a jump, followed by a pause, brings you to a moment, to a result, to a level that gets lost and then has to be recovered, and maybe gaining a little bit more, but it gets lost. So practice a little bit every day, whether it is a relationship situation, whether it is a job related situation, whether it is a personal growth and personal awareness and your studies, whatever it is, a little bit every day is better than a lot in a moment followed by a lot of nothing for a period. Keep going, one day at a time, with patience. Perfect yourself, transform yourself. Remember that alchemy as a process requires putrefaction as a step. So there is going to be a moment where you have to remove certain things, and it's not necessarily a pleasant process. There is a moment of rebuilding, and there is a moment of true perfecting where both happen at the same time. It's a constant removing, rebuilding, removing, rebuilding, removing, rebuilding. There is a constant death and rebirth, death and rebirth, death and rebirth, which becoming not two separated entities, not two separated processes, but one and the same, equals to a perfect movement, a perfect existence, a perfect being. Now, the other two piles. Let's start with the left one. So we have the clover and balance and comfort. So this balance card is an interesting one because I can see the ribs of this character I see a skull in her hand, a feather in the other, there is a raven on her arm, there is a raven here, a raven but with the skull head here. It's reminiscent of the concept of death and rebirth, like before, while with this comfort card I see a little bit more of the comfort in the action of this sort of hug between the fake character and the I realized I don't know how to call this bird in English, so the bird and the fake character. Now, as a message with the clover, what does it mean? It means that that in your best interest, to your fortune, to your well-being, to your everyday happiness, you should balance between what you must do, what you have to do, your job, your goals, whatever, and comfort. In this case, I see the bird more than the fake character, and I think about creature comfort. So give yourself the space and the time and the means to relax and breathe and enjoy without becoming lazy, without them taking over and become the majority of your time. Keep yourself busy. Work at yourself, work at your relationships, work at your job, whatever it is you do, but find the balance between just enjoying life and doing what you have to do in your everyday life, to grant yourself everyday enjoyment and satisfaction and happiness, and to essentially bring balance to your life in a more generic sense. Balance between yourself and others, what you find pleasurable, what others find pleasurable, what you have to do and what others have to do, what you have to do because you have chosen it, what you have to do because others have given you uh, some sort of job, some sort of mission, some sort of task to accomplish. Balance yourself in these things. Give yourself time and space to just enjoy your life, and this way you can find the true happiness, the everyday happiness, the everyday occasion to smile, the everyday moment to recharge and be happy that you're here, that you're alive. Now, the last pile of cards, the one that was here on the left, I think I just said the left with the other pile of cards, which was actually the right. I'm so sorry. Now we have the rider. It is the female rider in these cards. There are two. Then we have sanctuary, and then we have ego. This is curious. So With this female rider, I want to show you what I'm seeing. So just give me a moment, because I need the other rider card to show you what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking. Here it is. So, oops. One rider is the male rider is riding a running horse, galloping horse, and it's going to the right. The other one is a much more sedated pace, of the horse, and she is going left. We have sanctuary on the left and ego on the right. I see the advice here, the message here, as a all-encompassing thing, because this could also be seen as an attitude, your movements, or a topic, the messages you're going to receive, or a moving you have to do, a short moving or short travels you have to go through. And I could say that in doing this, in receiving these messages, or in doing this travel, these moves, you should find sanctuary, or you could find sanctuary from your ego. And ego is your identity, your personality, I mean, part of your personality, but it's your opinion, your idea of self. And this, of course, could be for those of you who are following some sort of process, some sort of study, some sort of path of personal growth and spiritual enlightenment, and this could also obviously refer to the idea that your ego, your mind, your own opinions, your own input to a situation is not necessarily what is true, it's not necessarily what is useful, it's not necessarily what you should promote in any given situation. It's more often than not something you should learn to leave behind. It's more often than not something you should learn to grow out of during certain practices. And so the sanctuary could represent a temple, a group of people, a philosophy, a path of spirituality, which allows you to do that, or which will allow to use it if it's something you're searching for. On the other hand, though, ego is something precious. It's as long as you're aware that it is your opinion, it's not the truth, because it is your truth, then it becomes a useful and precious part of yourself. As long as it doesn't become overbearing, as long as it doesn't become the only thing that makes up who you are in terms of personality, it is something important. It is a precious part of yourself, something you should protect and learn to know better, and therefore you are maybe going to find, or you should try to find, a sanctuary for your ego, which means a place of protection and celebration of who you are, your opinions, your point of view on the world, but it's also a place made for it. So it's not a place from which it can become overbearing, it can't become too much. It can't be confused with the only and objective truth, because it is placed in a context that it is its own. So it can no longer be confused with something that it's not it. So this as a message is more of a personal growth, deeply rooted in personal growth, and a deep and it's a deep form of growth. It's a great level of growth reached if you can do this. And this sanctuary is, of course, a place in your head, a place in your mind, which allows you to be aware of where is your opinion lying, where is your point of view trying to push you, and be aware of when it's useful, it's healthy to do so, and when, on the other hand, it's better to realize that's not necessarily what's going to get you where you want. That's not necessarily what's going to be useful. That's not necessarily what another person needs. Thanks for watching. I hope these messages will help you in your life, in your chosen path, or help you find a more suited one. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.